Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we are going to solve some TCS coding questions. So let's get started. So here, before we start with the question, I want to tell you for all the people who are subscribers, so we have a giveaway for you. The giveaway question is at the end of the video. So do watch the video till the end. So let's get started with the question one that we have. So here basically this is the question given. So I will do pause the video and read the question till the end. So I will show you the question for a while on the screen so that we can directly jump into the explanation part of this question. Okay, so here also we have, so just pause the video, read the question. Now let's discuss what it is expected. So basically what the question is, I'll tell you the guest. So there's a manager owner of the house is looking for a manager, but in terms of to get hired that as a position of a manager, you have to solve the quiz. Now what is the quiz? The N is given, which is basically number of rooms he has, and in each number of rooms there are certain gold coins that he kept. So these are with respect to each room. We have like 10 rooms. We have in each room there are like in first room like 5 coins, second room 3 coins, so and so forth. We have all the coins. Now what exactly the quiz is, you can enter at any room and exit from any room. Like you have to decide from which room you are going to enter and from which room you will exit, so that by the exit you should have correctly like 15 coins in your hand. So you must collect 15 coins. So if you are there, then only you will get hired. So basically we are going to find that at which room you will start and at which room you will exit. So if you enter in the room 1, so continuously from there you can go to room 2, room 3, room 4, and whenever you want to exit you can exit. And there's a case that if you enter in a room, you cannot skip by collecting those coins. So if you, for example, let's say if you've gone into the room 1, there are 5 coins, you have to collect them, so you can't skip that. And one more thing, like there could be multiple solutions as well, like n number of multiple possibilities that by which you can collect exactly 15 coins. So if you find that scenario, you have to only pick those optimal solution where the starting room number index is less. So given this example, like given the n value as 10, k value as 15, and this total number of gold coins in each room, we have the output that is 1 and 3. Now let's find out. So I have converted that into a simple matrix. So we can, or you can say as a list, an array. So basically what I will tell you before we start is that I'm using the index as 1. Before in the question it was mentioned that the room starting from 1 to n. Now while we are doing the coding, we might follow the 0 index. So you have to take carefully that whenever you are using this indexing, you will need to add that step or +1 parameter while going through all these indexes. Okay. So now, for example, in room 1, we have 5 coins. And if I enter, so initially this is, for example, let's say the start where I'm going to start exploring all the rooms. And this is also my end. So basically, if I decided to, okay, I'll enter the room 1 and exit from the room 1. Okay, then at that condition, I will only have 5 coins. So I will check whether it is correct with the condition that I have. So basically what are the condition that I will check? I'll check if it is equal to the coins that we have. Is it greater than or it is less than? So if it is less than, then we can continue to go on the next room, right? So based on that condition, at the first, these are all our current sum of the gold coins that we have. In the second iteration, so we can go, this end, we will change it here. So this is the new end that we have. So we will exit at room number 1. We will enter at room number 1, go to room number 2 from room number 1, and we will exit at room number 2. So at this condition, we are going to have 5 plus 3 coins, which is nothing but 8. And then we will compare it is equal to k or is it greater than k. All right, still this condition does not satisfy. We still have less than basically 15 coins, right? And then we will continue with going on the next room. So the new end will increase as the room number. So in that situation, we have 5 plus 3 plus 7, which is equal to 15. So here you are going to check like what is the, like this condition satisfies. So even if this condition satisfies, we are not sure that there could be multiple possibilities, right? There could be another rooms by which taking that direction, you might end up collecting the same 15 coins. So in order to find that, Now, let's say if I again go change this and I enter the new end as the room 4, in that scenario, we have 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus we have 14. So this is obviously it is going to be greater than 15. So when the scenario, so we already discussed like what to do in terms of it is equal. So we are going to find another ways if there are any optimal solution. But whenever the sum that we have, if it is greater than 15, in that case, we will slide this window in terms of like instead of starting from the room 1, we will start from room 2. So this was the beginning that we have. Now we have changed. This is the start and this is the end that we have, and now you add these numbers and check if it is greater than 15 or it is equal to 15 or not. Similarly, every iteration you can basically choose to either go with 2 windows or 3 windows. So we will just check, okay, by incrementing that we will select this and any combination of the rooms like consecutive rooms where we can find that, okay, so these are the rooms where the coins are exactly 15 that you will get. For example, in this scenario, we have this rooms 1, 2, and 3. So where we'll by enter at room number 1, exit at room number 7, you will get exactly 15 coins. Similarly, there is another solution that we have. So here we have kept these coins at room number 8, you're going to enter. At room number 9, 10, you will exit. So this here you will get exactly 15 coins. So now there are two solutions that we have. So out of these two solutions, you have to select the one where the room starting index is less. So initially here we have the index 1. So your optimal solution will be the first step is like where you're going to start, and the second value that we have to give the output is where you're going to end or what is the room that you're going to exit. So this is what the question we have. Now let's have a look at the code, how we can do that. Okay, so here we have the Python explanation. I will also show you the code for Java and C++ as well. So first thing what we did is we have written this function in terms of to accept the value of n, k and the coins. And once you do that, we are going to specify where you're going to start. So initially the starting, end and the current sum is basically going to be all the zeros that we have defined. The result start, like since I said, the actual start on which we are going to iterate is not same as the result that we have, right? So that's why we have defined the result start initially as 0 and the end result end where we are going to end, we do not know. That's why we have said that it's going to be infinite. All right, for now. So now taking this condition, we are going to iterate on all the number of rooms. So we will check, we will run that loop till the end of all the rooms. So whenever that end is, if it is until unless that is less than n, we will iterate this loop. We will calculate the current sum like I told you for in terms of like this was the array that we have. For example, if you are taking the room 1 first, so at first iteration, the current sum is going to be 5. And then we will check if it is greater than k. If it is there, we'll run certain conditions. Like I told, we'll say, we'll check if when we get that condition. And also we'll check if this value is basically equal to k. So currently for this value, both the conditions are not satisfying. So we will directly jump to it and we will increment the end. So initially the end and this was same. So now next step here we'll read these two rooms. So and so forth. We'll keep reading, adding and until unless any of these conditions satisfies. So in a way, so here after reading the first 3 rooms based on the what input or the gold coins that we have taken in the slide. So this condition satisfies first, then we will go and we will check if the end minus start is less than end result end minus result start. If it is true, then we are going to print the start is going to the result start will be the start and the result end will be the end. So basically this is nothing but a single line statement to assign two variables. So in Python we can do that by just writing a single line. So instead of writing the 2 lines, we can do that in a single line as well. And once you do that, we will increment that. And if we check if there is any if the result end is infinite, so if did not get started, like you do not find any of the end in terms of where you can get exactly 15 coins, based upon that what are the number of coins that have changed in the input, it might possible, then we say the no solution is found. In case if you found that, so what we can say is the result start plus 1, result end plus 1. Why this plus 1? I have said because in programming, we start the arrays with the index in 0, right? So now with our solution, the optimal solution that we got is room number 1 where we are going to start and the room number 3 where we are going to end. So in order to get this, so with this answer, here you are going to get the value as 0 and the end as 2. And by adding this plus 1 and plus 1 here, you will get the room number 1 and room number 3. So this is how the solution looks like, and it might change depending on what number of coins you will change that. All right. So this is how we are going to solve that. And in order to take the input from the user, we are taking this input here. So basically, this is n will collect the number of rooms, k will collect the number of k value, that is the gold coin exactly that you are going to connect. And here we are going to convert in a list all the inputs for each room, how many gold coins are kept. So this is how basically we are going to get the input by space separated. We will split it on space. We will convert using the map function. We can convert that into integer because Python by default takes the input into the string values. And once we do that, we are going to convert that into a list. So at the end of this, the coins will be in this format by 0 to n minus 1 index. Okay, so this is how we are going to get it. So now let's execute this code and let's see if we get the same answer. Here we go, and enter the number of rooms. Let's take the reference from the slides that we have. So we have 10 rooms. 15 is the gold coins that you need to collect, and at the end you have to give all the gold coins in each room, right? So what that we have is 5, 3, 7, space 7. Then we have 14, 18, 1, 18. Then we have 4, 3, 8. Given this input, what the output that we are getting is like that we are going to enter at room number 1 and exit at room number 3. So that's what we have, how you can solve this first question that we have. So feel free to read the question, try to understand and solve it on your own first and then refer the code. So in terms of if you want the same thing in terms of Java, so this is how the code looks like. I will show it on the screen for a while. So you can take a reference and write this code on your own compilers and you can execute that code. Okay, and then we have this code in terms of the C++. So why we are going to explore in multiple? Because you have a lot of programming language, like you have this choice in terms of which programming language you want to do. So based on if you are someone who follows C++ or Java, so you can take a reference from this code or just comment down on this video. We will share you this code files as well. Okay, so that's what we have regarding the question 1. Now, if you want to practice more questions like this, so I will tell you, so we have like here on the Prepinsta Prime, you can go to company specific tracks that we have in terms of, let's say, if you're just focusing on TCS. So there are multiple job companies that you can follow, of course, like apart from the TCS, but in terms of the TCS, if we see, so you can check the respective hiring. So here I will show you what it covers. So basically on TCS, you will get 150 plus hours of course content dedicated for the TCS, and since there are multiple rounds are going to be there, so from quantitative to logical ability, verbal ability, coding, languages, then DSA, competitive coding, core subjects are there, and in interview preparation also there are going to be multiple rounds in terms of puzzles, HR interview, group discussion, so and so. There are so many things that you need to know. Coding is not the only one round that makes you clear in the TCS interview, right? So there are so many things that you have to learn in terms of this interview. So we made sure that this covers everything that you need for the TCS preparation. For example, if you're a complete beginner CSIT background and you're just getting started to preparing for the placement, the one thing that you need to focus on is the programming languages. So here we have like C, C++, Java and Python. As I said, so TCS allows you to participate or write the code in any respective programming language. So these are the top 4 programming language which most of the students prefer. So if you're a complete beginner, start learning from the C, because C is something that covers all the fundamentals of the programming language. Once you complete the C, then you can go into any of your favorite language. So either you can choose C++, Java or Python. It's up to you, whichever you feel comfortable with respect to that. And after that, in terms of solving or completing the TCS coding round, so most of the time they ask the questions of this basic coding or intermediate coding. Very few times they might go in terms of the competitive coding, but I would recommend you to crack the TCS coding round. You need to complete this basic coding and intermediate coding. And there might be some coding questions on advanced codings, which will be based on the DSA. So for example, let's say if you're learning Java, then I would recommend you to complete DSA in Java. And if you're learning Python, you can go with Python or C++ or C++ also that you have. So these are the things will get covered. So once you complete one programming language and the basic coding and intermediate coding, then you will be in a good position to crack TCS coding round. And for example, let's say if you're already know programming language, then you can directly jump into this part. Here you have all the questions and what kind of questions can be asked in the coding and with respect to logical ability verbal, so that you will get under one place. So you do not have to worry about any kind of resources in terms of the preparation. So please go and check out Prepinsta Prime. You will find everything that is required for you. Alright, so now coming back to the giveaway question. So as we have promised at the start of the video that there's going to be a giveaway for all the subscribers. So if you have not subscribed yet, do hit the subscribe button and I will tell you what you have to do in terms of to get the giveaway. And basically this is a 7-day Sweet 17 problem statement. You have to solve this question and comment your code, like the solution you have to comment down on the video. So you can choose Python, C++, Java, or see any programming language that you are comfortable with. And the giveaway is basically on depends on the number of comments that we get and the correct solutions. The top 3 commenters are going to be picked by us and you will get free Prepinsta Prime subscription on this. All right. So here we have, I'll explain you the question what you have and you have to solve this one. So this is a given a maximum 4-digit base 17 number. So base 17 is basically like we have the numbers 1 to 9 as it is. But at 10, it will be treated as A, 11 will be B, and then we have 12 is going to be C. So these are like, since we have hexadecimal numbers, right? So since we have 7-digit number as well, base 17 number as well. I'm sorry. So what you have to do is, given this base 17 number, you have to convert that into a decimal value. So how we can do that? So I will just show you how to solve this one and these two values. So I will tell you the logic. You have to write the code for that. So in order to convert any base 17 hexadecimal or any number with respect to whatever the base value, we will just multiply that number with respect to the power or the position. What I mean by that, for example, let's say you have this number 1 and A. We are going to divide this and we will write it in a way that A into 17 raised to 0, because it is as a 17 raised to 0. And then we are going to add that with respect to 1 into 17 raised to 1. Okay, so how this turns out, A, as we know, A nothing but it represents 10. So this will be 10 into 17 raised to 0 plus 1 into 17 raised to 1. So this will evaluate to basically 10 into 1, because raised to 17 raised to 0, any number raised to 0 evaluates to 1. And this here we have 1 into 17. So this will be 17 plus 10, nothing but 27 that we get as a expected output. Alright, so this is how you have to calculate this and you're going to write the code for this solution. And one more thing, that you can do the same thing for here as well. So we have 23 and GF. So any value that you are going to get into the base 17, it works same way. You're like F into 17 raised to 0 plus here you will have G into 17 raised to 1 and so forth. You will continue for this 2 and 3 as well. And then you will compute this value. This is what you will get the answer. So you can do that manually as well. And then you can write the code for this and execute. So this was the question that was been asked previously on TCS as well. So make sure you keep eye on this kind of a questions as well. All right. And do comment down the code that you have written for this if it is correct, and you have given try to solve this in a multiple programming languages so that you will get preferred in terms of whenever we are selecting the top 3 commenters. All right. So this is what we have about the questions. And in order to stay updated in terms of all the TCS hiring related things, so you can follow us on all our social media channels on Instagram, WhatsApp, Discord, LinkedIn, and Telegram, because soon we will be sharing every detail in terms of the recruitment process, the roadmap, and then all the interview process, like how many, that every detail you will get that you require for the TCS hiring is we are going to share on the social media handles. All the links are given in the description. So do follow us on there, and I will see you up ahead in the next one.